Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It is 8/8 today. That's 8/8/2022, which is the Lionsgate portal. And this is the Lionsgate portal reading. Of course, we're going to look at the numerology. We're going to look at a little astrology, and then I'm going to do a card reading and an oracle pull on this this particular portal. So let's get started here. All right, so let's take a look at some numbers here. So we're in the 8/8 portal. This is 8/8/2022. When we add the 8 and the 8 and the 6th universal year, we get a 22/4 vibration. This 22/4 vibration is associated with the Fool card and the Tarot. And so the energy is very similar. The energy today would be very similar to that. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith. It is the path of incarnation. The Fool takes that leap of faith onto the path of incarnation. It is divine expression. It is pure force and energy. And the 22/4 is considered a master, spiritual master builder vibration. It is a master number. The thing about the master number, the 22/4, is the 2 and the 2 are both feminine numbers, and the 4 is also a feminine number. So this 22/4 vibration is often associated with the goddess and often associated with the Marys, including Mary Magdalene. 8 is the law of karma, plus 8, the universal law of truth, plus 6, harmony, service, and responsibility, equals the 22/4 vibration, the vibration of the master builder, bringing spirit into the physical material plane. And isn't that what the goddess does, right? The goddess brings the essence of spirit into physical manifestation, which is us. We all come through the mother. This implies fulfillment and completion and the building of a firm foundation for the future. So this 22/4 vibration that we are experiencing today, this 8/8 Lionsgate portal, deals with the manifestation of something spiritual on the planet. We are giving birth to something. The Fool, called to the fiery intelligence in the Kabbalah, connects Kether, the crown chakra, to Hokmah, located in the third eye. Kether is unity consciousness, it's divinity. Hokmah is the divine masculine force. Okay, yang, or as some people call it. The astrological attribution to this vibration, to this path on the tree of life, is Uranus, the great awakener. And many of us know that Uranus is now sitting very close to the north node of the moon. We had a Uranus conjunct the north node of the moon at the end of July. We had Uranus conjunct Mars. We had Mars conjunct the north node. They're all still pretty tight. Mars is moving away, but Uranus certainly is sitting right there on that north node at the 19th degree of Taurus, which is out of the ocean, a new continent, it rises. So it is about a new manifestation on this planet. The Hebrew letter associated with this path is Aleph, meaning the ox. Aleph is one of the 3 mother letters of the Hebrew alphabet, representing the element of air, the breath of life, right? God breathed into clay, that breath of life, and created man and woman. This is the intelligence, the fiery intelligence, the intelligence of universal life force, which burns eternally. The Fool represents our own internal archetypical journeyer, the inner traveler on the path through life. The Fool emerges from the void or the abyss and begins the journey through the keys or the major arcana to understand the mysteries of life. Our inner Fool is always innocent and always has faith. And so this may be a time when the outward sense, the outward look of us is one of, well, what can I do? Or there is nothing in front of me, or there may be this sense of a limitation to a certain extent where you feel limited in your physical ability to create the life that you want to create, right? Or have the energy to move forward in this very difficult time. And of course, this path being activated, spiritual master builder says we must have faith for spirit to work through us and manifest through us. So the Fool card sits here on the tree of life, the 11th path here. The Fool card on the tree of life connects the Sephiroth Kether crown with the Sephiroth Hokmah, wisdom. The path is the 11th path, the fire intelligence, astrological attribution, Uranus. The essence of this energy is blind movement, blind movement. And so we will be propelled at this time. Okay, so let's stop this share for a moment, and I'm going to share the chart with you. And I chose an 8/8 chart at 8:08 a.m. We could have picked any time because we're just looking for larger things. There's anything specific happening today. We do have a few exact aspects. The one that is most perhaps powerful in its exactitude is a trine between the Sun and Chiron. Here we have the Sun at about 16 degrees of Leo. We have Chiron here at 17 degrees of Aries. This is not exact yet, so at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's not quite there. Maybe I should have done 8:08:22, right? It wouldn't have been that much difference. Anyway, there are a couple of things I want to point out in this chart very quickly. First of all, let's look at Uranus. Here's Uranus still sitting at that 19th degree of Taurus. Now, Uranus will be going retrograde in about a week and a half. It happens in August. So it's pretty much just sitting here at this 19th degree. A new continent rises out of the ocean, okay? And of course, this is the degree of all the conjunctions that occurred with the North Node and Mars. We can still see Mars is still only about 4 degrees away from Uranus. This Mars-Uranus conjunction started a 2-year synodic cycle where we would be going out and expressing our new set of values, So in a way, this is just the beginning. We see that the Sun is square the nodes here. The Sun is square Uranus. The Sun is square Mars. The Mars Sun square is moving into a first quarter square. It's not quite there. Uranus and the Sun. Not quite an exact square. That's coming up a little later this week. But what the Sun does as it activates both sides of the nodes is it gives us a perspective. It illuminates the past and the future. And we have a choice to make, right? It's all about choice. We have free will. Do we move into a new future, or do we get stuck in the mire of the past? The moon today is in is in Sagittarius, and interestingly enough, at 8:08, the moon is very close to the galactic center. That brings in the energy of off-planet energies that are so prominent at this time. Of course, the Lion's Gate, right, is a galactic, right? We're talking about the star Sirius. We're talking about the dog days of summer. We're talking about energies coming from far off. And, you know, we have a view of the heavens that we've never had before since the new telescope went up. So as we see things with our eyes, even though it is a computer generated image, because it's data that's being put together for us to have a vision of what lies beyond us, we can see both the vastness of it all, and it's like the macrocosm and the microcosm. It's really pretty sensational. We still have Saturn square the nodes. We have a square between Saturn and Mars. This is a difficult aspect at best, but it can feel frustrating at times as we move forward, because we feel like every time we take a step, there's an obstacle. The point of the first quarter square is a crisis in action. It requires us to take a step ahead. Each step that we take is a foundational step for our future. So they're not easy. There's a lot of heavy lifting, but we have a lot of help. We have a lot of help. Okay, let's see if there's anything else I want to point out in this chart. The interesting thing is, with all this activity of Uranus in Taurus, we need to also look at what Venus is doing. And we have Venus in a opposition to Pluto. This is an awareness. This is going to be exact tomorrow on the 9th. Which happens to be my mother's 102nd birthday. The things she's seen. And so this opposition between Pluto and Venus also indicates a sense of what is it that we see, what is it that we desire, what is it that is important to us, how can we transform our relationships so that we can get our needs met and our desires met. It's interesting because Venus is the ruler of the North Node and Pluto is co-ruler of the South Node. And so this Venus-Pluto opposition is in its way reflective of this South Node ruled by Pluto and North Node ruled by Venus, asking us to move in the direction of love, move in the direction of relationship, of relating to one another, as opposed to the Scorpio energy of power, manipulation, and the like. So it's all in there. The way forward is the feminine. The way forward is the divine feminine. And in each of us, we don't have to be a woman to have the divine feminine. We have the divine feminine, the masculine within each of us. So, all right. So let's do a quick, let's do a pull. I'm going to use the Elemental Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I believe she's out of Australia. This is an Australian deck. I've seen Marianne use it before, and I always thought it was so lovely. The first time I pulled these cards, every time I get a new deck, I will shuffle up good and I'll pull a card. And I usually remember the first time I ever pick from a deck. And I do remember the card I got. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll let you know what it is. But I want to see what cards come out today. So what message do we have for the 8/8 portal? What is coming through the Lion's Gate for us to understand? What is the energy? What is the purpose? What are we to do with it? Just give it a shuffle. I'm doing this pretty early in the morning, actually, so I have a lot to do today. So I wanted to make sure this got out early. All right, let's see. Voice. It's number one. Interestingly enough, the 8 vibration of the 8-8 is located in the throat chakra. If we look at it through the lens of Kabbalah, of course, 8 is the number of, as you sow, so shall you reap. Okay. We have inner core as the next one. It's solidity, which is very much a 4, right? 4, the 22-4 is a vibration of making things real, making things solid, manifesting. And alchemy, magic. So these are very interesting cards. We have the card of voice, speaking your truth. We're being asked to speak our truth, the truth from our heart. This is the Lion's Gate. Leo rules the sun. The sun is connected to the heart. It is our integrative principle. So we need to speak from our heart. We need to have our voices heard. Our stories need to be told. This past Sunday, was that yesterday? I decided to talk a little bit about myself, which I actually like to do because I think it's informative and it's a pretty good story, but it can be a little bit overwhelming, and because you're being vulnerable. And one of the things that I've learned over my 61 years of life is that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. And if you are willing to be vulnerable, that is a very brave thing to do. And so, but of course, as we are vulnerable, we need to do it in a safe place. So it's not just about declaring out to the world necessarily, but finding that space of safety where you can open yourself up and have your voice be heard, because everybody's voice counts. It matters. Here we have the inner core stability. Isn't that the place where this comes from? The inner core of self. And what's within that inner core of self? Well, the divine. We can see here this dove, right? This dove. We also have two sides of things. So this is the unity of spirit within the duality that we experience, right? And we're breaking free. We're breaking out and having our voices heard. And then the alchemical magic, the coming together of the masculine and the feminine, our full self, our full selves coming out. Beautiful. Very, very powerful cards. Okay, so I'm going to use the Good Tarot, and I'm going to do a card reading, and this is a general card reading along with the pull on the oracle. All right, what further information do we need to have about this 8-8 portal? What do people need to know and be aware of? Okay, that feels good. We start with the King of Water, the King of Water. And a lot of readers see this as Joe, Grandpa Joe, our president, Grandpa Joe. The King of Water is an energy. It's about dominion. It's about dominion over your feelings. It's about understanding your feelings. It's about understanding the responsibility that comes with leadership, and the responsibility not just to um, feed the people, although it's here, make sure they're safe. That's also very much a sort of water vibration. This is a card associated with the sign of Cancer. Um, but it's also about feeding the soul, the necessity to feed the soul, for people to feel like they are heard and seen and loved. Um, and an understanding of our intimate connection with one another. Here we have this King of Wands, sort of like Neptune. There's Neptune. He's got his trident behind him, and he's looking at a fish. He's in the water here, and the water connects everything. And so you can't like do anything to the water, because the water is the very thing that you breathe, right? And that you get your nutrients from. And so your environment needs to be as clean as possible, your emotional environment. Let's see the challenge to that. The Seven of Earth. Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is a patience card. It asks us to be patient in the face when it doesn't seem like there's enough. This is truly faith, right? This is faith that with time and effort, that we can take care of the physical needs of ourselves and others, right? Let's see what's at the root of this. Here we have the Magician again, magic, alchemy. This reminds us that we have all the tools that we need to create and manifest what needs to be manifested in the world. We need to do it through our focused intention. So intention means everything. Don't waste your intentions on things that don't matter to you, um, and utilize your intentions on things that you actually you have some control over, and that you have some power to do. So what is that? Can you take down an ex-president all by yourself? No. So there are those people who are working to do that, for the truth to come out. So you needn't worry about that stuff, because it's not necessarily your job. Well, your job is to focus on the resources that you have, the power that you wield, the intention, your powerful intention, and your powerful attention. So put your attention where it's going to make them do the most good. What's in the past? The Nine of Earth. A sense of there was a time when you did have it, you had your ducks in a row. There was a time when you felt secure. There was a time when through the sweat of your own brow, that you have been able to create a safe, stable place. You have the capacity, you have the talent to do that. In the sky, why wouldn't we have the Fool card? In the sky means, what is Spirit telling us? What is Spirit telling us? It's telling us to have a leap, take that leap of faith. Believe in your vision. Have your voice heard. Toot your horn. It's time for new beginnings. It's time for awakening. And part of that awakening is realizing what part you play in this great adventure that we're all in. In the immediate future, we have the Nine of Fire. This is one of the sweetest Nines of Fires. Usually it's the guy who's all sweaty and bloodied and got a boo-boo on his head, and there's all the wands behind him, and there's a fight, and and he's holding and he's standing his ground, right? This is also that, but in this deck, she is lining up the stars. She is lining up the gifts, right? The gifts that we have. This is about healthy boundaries. This is about standing your ground to a certain extent. It's located, the nines are all located in Yesod, which means foundation in the tree of life. And Yesod is the moon, right? It's a feminine energy. this is how it's seen from the outside, the Ace of Cups. So new beginnings, offerings of love, offerings of a new birth of sorts, domestic situation, the Ten of Air. There is something in your life that you need to let go of. Something is over. It is the end of it. It's the end of an idea or a series of actions that have brought you to the end of a road. It just must be released, because as you let go of the past, your future is born, and your future rises. Hopes and fears, the King of Earth. Stability, everybody wants it. We can have it. It doesn't have to be just unstable all the time. We can work towards stability. We just need to work with each other. Outcome, the Six of Air, moving away from troubled waters. I like that. I like that. It's about what's fair, what's equitable. The Six of Air is an Aquarius vibration. We are moving into the Aquarius age, the Aquarian age. We're all on this ship together. And so it's time to take it where we want to take it, right? Let's see if we can pull a major arcana. We have the Five of Water, which can be some, sorrow. It's hard to let go sometimes, even if we know we need to. The Ace of Earth, new beginnings on the physical plane. That goes along with the Ace of Water. And the Six of Earth, which is about fair distribution of resources. Another six. We're in a 6 universal year. Responsibility, love. Okay, let's see what's underneath. We have the Queen of Water, which is the psychic queen, the sensitive queen, the empathetic queen. We have the Star, which is hope, vision, finding your guiding star. And we have the Seven of Air, which is about a lot of honking geese, a lot of words out there. But if we have vision and we have hope, and we take that leap of faith, we're waking up, and we can start creating the world that we wish to manifest by becoming the people we were meant to be. Have yourself a wonderful 8/8 portal. Stay cool if it's hot where you are. Stay warm if it's cold where you are. Stay safe all over. Stay open. Have faith. And know that together we can do anything we put our heart and mind to. But it must come together. It must be not just our mind, but it needs to be our heart as well. I know that. Sorry about the optics here. All right, guys, take care. Have yourself a wonderful day. Have a wonderful portal. And I'll see you again tomorrow or soon. Certainly in the morning, but perhaps I'll get a reading in tomorrow. And tomorrow's my mom's birthday, so I'm going to maybe, if she's up to it, I'll do some vids, and you can see her on her birthday. All right, everyone. Take care. Namaste. Much love.